Nur. The light.
Uh, the screen is just blank for me. Oh, it's there now.
Now you can see.
Uh, Surah An-Nur, the light. There are 64 ayats in the surah, and it was revealed in Medina. In the commentary of Burhan, it is narrated from Imam Jafar as-Sadiq that whoever constantly recites Surah An-Nur will never in his lifetime see any evil ones from his near ones, and when he dies, 70,000 angels will accompany his body up to the grave and will pray for his forgiveness. The Holy Prophet said that it is especially good for women to recite the surah. He also said that the reward for reciting the surah is equal to 10 times the number of mu'mineen and mu'minat on the earth. The sixth Imam said that keeping this surah in one's bed prevents bad dreams.
Mm.
This is a chapter which we have revealed and made obligatory, and in which we have revealed clear communications, that you may be mindful. And as for the fornicatress and the fornicator, flog each of them, giving 100 stripes, and let not pity for them detain you in the matter of obedience to Allah. If you believe in Allah and the Last Day, and let a party of believers witness their chastisement, the fornicator shall not marry any but a fornicatress or an idolatress. And as for the fornicatress, none shall marry her but a fornicator or an idolater. And it is bidden to be to the believers. And those who accuse free women, then do not bring forth witnesses, flog them, giving 80 stripes, and do not admit from any evidence from them ever. And these ex- accept this and act aright. For surely Allah is forgiving, merciful. And as for those who accuse their wives and have no witnesses except themselves, the evidence of one of these should be taken 4 times, bearing Allah to witness that He is most surely of the truthful ones. And the fifth time that the curse of Allah be on him, one of the liars, and it shall avert the chastisement from her if she testify 4 times, bearing Allah to witness that he is most surely one of the liars, and the fifth time that the wrath of Allah be on her if he is one of the truthful. And were it not for Allah's grace upon you and his mercy, and that of Allah is oft returning to mercy, wise. Surely they who concocted the lie are a party from among you. Do not regard it an evil to you. Nay, it is good for you. Every man of them shall have what he has earned of sin, and as for him who took upon himself the main part thereof, he shall have a grievous chastisement. Why did not the believing men and the believing women, when you heard it, think well of their own people, and say, this is an evident falsehood? Why did they not bring forth witnesses of it? But as they have not brought witnesses, they are liars before Allah. And were it not for Allah's grace upon you, and his mercy in this world and the hereafter, a grievous chastisement would certainly have touched you, on account of the discourse which you entered into. And when you received it with your tongues, and spoke with your mouths what you had no knowledge of, and you deemed it an easy matter, while with Allah it was grievous. And why did you not, when you heard it, say, it does not beseem us that we should talk of it? Glory be to thee. This is a great calumny. Allah admonishes you that you should not return to the like of it ever again if you are believers. And Allah makes clear to you the communications, and Allah is knowing, wise. Surely, as for those who love that scandal should circulate respecting those who believe, they shall have a grievous chastisement in this world and the hereafter, and Allah knows while you do not know. And were it not for Allah's grace on you and His mercy, and that Allah is compassionate, merciful, O you who believe, do not follow the footsteps of the Shaitan, and whoever follows the footsteps of the Shaitan, then surely he bids the doing of indecency and evil. And were it not for Allah's grace upon you and His mercy, you would have not been pure. But Allah purifies whom He pleases, and Allah is a hearing, knowing. And let not of those of you who possess grace in abundance swear against giving to the near of kin and the poor of those who have fled in Allah's way, and they should pardon and turn away. Do you not do you not love that Allah should forgive you, and Allah is forgiving, merciful? Surely those who accuse chaste believing women, unaware of the evil, are cast in the sword in the hereafter, and they shall have a grievous chastisement. On the day when their tongues and their hands and their feet shall bear witness against them as to what they did, on that day Allah will pay back to them in full their just reward, and they shall know that Allah is On that day Allah will pay back to them in full their just reward, and they shall know that Allah is the evident truth. Unclean things are for unclean ones, and unclean ones are for unclean things, and the good things are for good ones, and the good ones are for good things. These are free from what they say, they shall have forgiveness and an honourable sustenance. O you who believe, do not enter other than your own houses until you have asked permission and saluted their inmates. This is better for you that you may be mindful. But if you do not find anyone therein, then do not enter them until permission is given to you. And if it is said to you, go back, then go back. This is purer for you, and Allah is cognizant of what you do. It is no sin in that and that you enter uninhabitable houses wherein you have your necessaries, and Allah knows what you do openly and what you hide. Say to the believing men that they cast down their looks and guard their private parts. That is pure for them. Surely Allah is aware of what they do. And say to the believing women that they cast down their looks and guard their private parts, and do not display their ornaments, except what appears thereof, and let them wear their head coverings over their bosoms, and not display their ornaments, except to their husbands or their fathers, or the fathers of their husbands, or their sons, or the sons of their husbands, or the sister's sons, or the woman who their right hand possesses, or the children who have not attained knowledge of what is hidden of women, and let them not strike their feet so that what they hide of their ornaments may be known, and turn to Allah all of you, O believers, so that you may be successful. And marry those among you who are single, and those who are fit among your male slaves, and your female slaves if they are needy. Allah will make them free from want out of His grace, and Allah is ample giving, knowing. And let those who do not find the means to marry keep chaste until Allah makes them free from want out of His grace. And as for those who ask for a writing from among those whom your right hands possess, give them the writing if you know any good in them, and give them of the wealth of Allah which He has given you, and do not compel your slave girls to prostitution when they desire to keep chaste, in order to seek the frail good of this world's life. And whoever compels them, then surely after their compulsion Allah is forgiving, merciful. And certainly we have sent to you clear communications, and a description of those who passed away before you, and an admonition to those who guard against evil. Allah is the light of the heavens and the earth. A likeness of His light is as a niche, in which the lamp is in a glass, and the glass is as it were a brightly shining star lit from a blessed olive tree, neither eastern nor western, the oil whereof almost gives light, though fire touch it not, light upon light. Allah guides to His light whom He pleases, and Allah sets forth parables for men, and Allah is cognizant of all things. In houses which Allah has permitted to be exalted, and that His name may be remembered in them, there glorify Him therein in the mornings and the evenings. Men whom neither merchandise nor selling diverts from the remembrance of Allah, and the keeping up of prayer and the giving of poor rate, they fear a day in which the hearts and eyes shall turn about. That Allah may give them the best reward of what they have done, and give them more out of His grace. And Allah gives sustenance to whom He pleases without measure. And as for those who disbelieve, their deeds are like the mirage in a desert, which the thirsty man deems to be water, until when he comes to it, he finds it to be naught, and there he finds Allah. So he pays back to him his reckoning in full, and Allah is quick in reckoning. Or like utter darkness in the deep sea, there covers it a wave above which is another wave, above which is a cloud, layers of utter darkness one above another. When he holds out his hand, he is almost unable to see it, and to whomsoever Allah does not give light, he has no light. Do you not see that Allah is He whom do glorify all those who are in the heavens and the earth, and the very birds with expanded wings? He knows the prayer of each one and its glorification, and Allah is cognizant of what they do. And Allah's is the kingdom of the heavens and the earth, and to Allah is the eventual coming. Do you not see that Allah drives along the clouds, then gathers them together, then powers them up, so that you see the rain coming forth from their midst? And He sends down of the clouds that are like mountains wherein is hail, afflicting therewith whom He pleases, and turning away from whom He pleases. The flash of His lightning almost takes away the sight. Allah turns over the night and the day. Most surely there is a lesson in this for those who have sight. And Allah has created from water every living creature. So of them is that which He walks upon its belly, and of them is that which He walks upon 2 feet, and of them is that which walks upon 4. Allah creates what He pleases. Surely Allah has power over all things. Certainly we have revealed clear communications, and Allah guides whom He pleases to the right way. And they say, we believe in Allah and in the Apostle, and we obey. Then a party of them turn back after this, and these are not believers. And when they are called to Allah and His Apostle, that He may judge between them, lo, a party of them turn aside. And if the truth be on their side, they come to Him quickly, obedient. Is there in their hearts a disease, or are they in doubt, or do they fear that Allah and His Apostle will act wrongfully towards them? Nay, they themselves are the unjust. The response of the believers, when they invited to Allah and His Apostle that He may judge between them, is only to say, we hear and we obey, and these it is that are the successful. And he who obeys Allah and His Apostle and fears Allah and is careful of his duty to Him, these it is that are the achievers. And they swear by Allah with the most energetic of their oaths that if you command them, they would certainly go forth. Say, swear not reasonable obedience is desired. Surely Allah is aware of what you do. Say, obey Allah and obey the Apostle. If you turn back, then on him rests that which is imposed on him, and on you rests that which is imposed on you. And if you obey him, you are on the right way, and nothing rests on the Apostle but clear delivering of the message. Allah has promised to those of you who believe and do good that, and He will most certainly make them rulers in the earth as He made rulers those before them, and that He will most certainly establish for them their religion which He has chosen for them, and that He will most certainly after their fear give them security in exchange. They shall serve me, not associating aught of me, and after this these it is who are the transgressors, and keep up prayer and pay the poor rate and obey the Apostle, so that mercy may be shown to you. Think not that those who disbelieve shall escape in the earth, and their abode is the fire, and certainly evil is the resort. O you who believe, let those whom your right hands possess those of you who have not attained to puberty ask permission of you 3 times before the morning prayer, and when you put off your clothes at midday in the summer, and after the prayer of the nightfall. These are 3 times of privacy for you. Neither is it a sin for you nor for them besides these. Some of you must go round about waiting upon others. Thus does Allah make clear to you the communications, and Allah is knowing, wise. And when the children among you have attained to puberty, let them seek permission as those before them sought permission. Thus does Allah make clear to you His communications, and Allah is knowing, wise. And as for women in advanced disease who do not hope for marriage, it is no sin for them if they put off their clothes, without displaying their ornaments, and if they restrain themselves, it is for the better. It is better for them, and Allah is hearing, knowing. There is no blame on the blind man, nor is there blame on the lame, nor is there blame on the sick, nor on yourselves that you eat from your houses, or your father's houses, or your mother's houses, or your brother's houses, or your sister's houses, or your paternal uncle's houses, or your paternal aunt's houses, or your maternal uncle's houses, or your maternal aunt's houses, or what you possess the keys of, or your friends' houses. It is no sin in that you eat together or separately. So when you enter houses, greet your people with a salutation from Allah, blessed and goodly. Thus does Allah make clear to you the communications that you may understand. Only those are believers who believe in Allah and His Apostle, and when they are with Him on a momentous affair, they go not away until they have asked permission. Surely they who ask for permission believe are they who believe in Allah and His Apostle. So when they ask permission for some affair of theirs, give permission to whom you please of them, and ask forgiveness for them from Allah. Surely Allah is forgiving, merciful. Do not hold the apostles calling you among you to be like your calling one to another. Allah indeed knows those who steal away from you among you concealing themselves. Therefore let those beware who go against His order, lest a trial afflict them, or they befall them a painful chastisement. Now surely Allah is whatever is in the heavens and the earth. He knows indeed that to which you are conforming yourselves. And on the day on which they returned to him, he will inform them of what they did, and Allah is cognizant of all things.
Okay, wait, Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.